Good evening. I've got the 18 gauge 2-in-1 air nailer stapler. Been seeing the ads Harbor Freight sends out, and it looked like it was a different gun than the prior one. So I went to Harbor Freight this weekend and I found one, and I opened it up to look at it. So let's go ahead and take it out of the wrapper. And they've redesigned the whole gun. There is now an adjustment. And they've made the safety like the 18 gauge brad nailer that's not a stapler. So they put the same safety on it that allowed it to be adjusted here. So you take your thumb and you turn that. There's a thin coat of oil on this, but I find that on a lot of Harbor Freight stuff. So the release is different. You pull it back. And look at this, it's completely different. Here's how the magazine opens. And it's red for empty. But then when you put staples in, they go across the top of the rail. You close this. It doesn't show red because it's not empty, but it also doesn't show how many nails you have left because the staples are so short and they ride the top of that rail. But then to put nails in, you put them down here like you would on a regular nail gun, and you can see in that port how many you have left. The biggest improvement was this thumb wheel. They took the safety and made it the same safety that they use on the 18 gauge brad nailer, the one that doesn't do staples, and they made the adjustment the same. I've been seeing advertisements on Harbor Freight's website that shows a 2-in-1 nailer with an adjustment. So I went there to Harbor Freight looking for this, and when I found it, I went ahead and bought it because I wanted to do a review. And the other one, this was their fix for the other one. To be honest with you, it's so much better than the other one that I'll use this one and not the other one. Actually, I wish I could take the other one back, but I've had it a year, so that wouldn't be right. So it has the same. Open the magazine, take the nails out. It has the same way of clearing jams as the old one. You flip this up. That lets you pull this up, clear the jam, put it right back. Very quick. The old style had screws here. You had to take the screws out to actually get that off, then you had to put them back on. It took about 10 minutes to clear a jam. Now it takes a few seconds. So lots of improvements here. And there's, you can see real good the thumb wheel that they have. So let's give it a shot. Okay, they give you 2 Allen wrenches if you want to take it apart up here. And they give you some oil. And they of course say oil daily or warranty is void. See that on all yours. And this one does not come with an adapter. A quick disconnect. Notice an increase in the background noise. It's from the fans. It must be 100 in my shop tonight. So that is plastic. Okay, so I've mounted that in there. I think I have to be careful not to over tighten that or crack this plastic piece. Okay, when I get some Teflon tape, I'll put Teflon tape on this probably. Let's hook it up. Okay, just got an old piece of wood here. We'll load some nails in. Now that's shot way under the surface, so I need to adjust this up. Let's take another shot. Still way above the surface. Okay, at the maximum travel of this, it still won't go out enough to keep the indent from being too deep. That's the maximum adjustment. Makes it barely even with the wood, but it is an adjustment. Much better. Much better. And there's hardly any marring of the wood. I think it probably needs a little bit of adjustment still. Let's try staples. Now that's setting those under the surface, and I actually want them to be flush with the surface. It's better than it was, but it's still not perfect. There still has to be some adjustment in here. The basic thing is that piston that comes down is too long. It's a sight better than it was, and it's putting those right under the surface at the maximum adjustment. So let's adjust it the other way and see what difference it makes. So there's maximum travel the other way. That's setting that way under the wood. Wow. There might be a time you want that, but I can't think of when. Let's take the staples out and put the nails back in and see what it does at that setting. Still has the same problem. When I'm shooting nails, it leaves the full width mark of a staple. So let's turn that all the way the other way. It's a little awkward to turn that, but okay, so that's barely marring the wood. So I think if playing around with this, I could probably get it to be a better than it is now. Now you got to adjust that all the way out to make it look good. See, that's even too far. So if you turn that and torque it, you can set them just below the surface, and there's very little marring on the wood. In case you didn't see the other review I did, release the magazine. It has the better guard that's adjustable by this thumb wheel, and it has a safety trigger that this has to be down to engage the trigger. So now I'm not going to do that and shoot myself in the finger. It's got a different port arrangement here too. It's got a somewhat plastic or pot metal body, and then it has an adapter put in, and then you put your quick disconnect in that. Rotate this end to put the air away from you. Every time you shoot that, it's going to blast air out this side port. Wherever you're working, you can turn that away from you so it's not hitting you in the face. So they made a lot of improvements to this, and it works a lot better. 120 psi maximum. Although I run it at 90. It's part number 63156. That is a new part number. The old part number is 68018. So all the specs for the new gun are the same specs as the old gun. The difference is the trigger arrangement, the safety and the adjustment, and the way the trigger mounts. So they've improved it quite a bit, and for $15.99, this is on sale almost all the time for $15.99. I went and bought another one. I still have the other one I can use, and I'll use it as a utility stapler, but this will be my main gun I won't be using that one for finish nails anymore. This is so much better. So $15.99 on sale, and that's pretty regular. Okay, if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.